As we approach the 24-minute mark, my plan is to consolidate my forces and start dropping artillery. At this point, I assume that my tank destroyers will be arriving quite soon. Towards this end, mortar fire has been directed on 3 key locations. The first point is just in front of our woods on the left flank, where enemy infantry has been observed, along with the obscured tiger. The second point is between our right flank woods and the north-south road, which is one of the holes in our infantry kill zone map, and hopefully where the Germans will try to attack. The second Stug also presents a tempting target, hiding behind a house on the same road. And given that it's not moving, point fire may be applied. Last turn's theory is proved correct, with infantry rushing from the southern woods to try and exploit the hole in our infantry kill zone. As the game progresses, more good news. Our other infantry company, which was apparently doing some scouting, is rejoining the defense force. So hopefully these guys will be able to help us hold off the German infantry. This is followed by the arrival of our tank destroyers, which I immediately move to hull down position on top of the hill. The M10s then announce their presence by firing on a half-track that has foolishly wandered onto the north-south road, and it's gone. The German AI, though, seems like it can't take a hint, and brings up a second half-track, which actually has some quite significant success, initially hiding behind the smoking remains of the first half-track. It manages to engage 2 of our infantry squads, losing 1 man, and then unfortunately backs up, making it an easy target for the M10s. Some success is also observed on the left flank, where the forces that previously retreated from the woods have set up a second ambush site behind, and are now enjoying a turkey shoot against the Germans that were driven forward by the artillery. They do get a few, but unfortunately, several Germans are moving in on the left flank. As the game enters its 19th minute, our mortar attack on the Panzer finally scores a hit, and it doesn't do much damage, as you'd expect. The Germans also send another half-track up to where the other 2 half-tracks are burning. This seems like an extremely bad idea for the German AI. And yeah. Unfortunately, in the 18th minute I get a bit overconfident. And what happens is I start running my troops up towards the front row of buildings. At this point the M10s are killing anything in range, and I'm feeling really confident about what's going on. Now, the problem is I've forgotten about the Stug. Here is the Stug. It seems to be hiding behind the farmhouse, and our artillery doesn't seem to have done too much to it. Now the Stug seems to be lining up for a shot, which is aimed at one of our new positions. And yeah, all dead. On the left flank, more bad news. The troops that ran by have unfortunately turned around, and have decided to start shooting the guys who used them for a turkey shoot. And thus, our forces on the far left flank have basically been forced to flee. So, this turn, we have to make some kind of decisive action. The Stug and the Tiger both need to go. And towards this end, we're rushing all 3 M10s up to the front line. And this is the best idea I can unfortunately come up with. If we can knock out these 2 tanks, perhaps we can turn the tide against the German infantry. At the 16-minute mark, this is the face of the battlefield. All our tank destroyers are now on the opposite side of the river, and we're trying to line up for shots against the Tiger and the Stug. Our infantry is taking an absolute beating from the enemy infantry in the South Forest, and from the infantry just in front of our lines right next to the north-south road. If the battle's going to turn, it's going to be now.